At first, I was a little bit nervous. I didn't know how my body was going to react. I had to put a positive mindset in, and by doing that, it takes away that doubt. So I just got some stuff I cooked in bulk, some chicken, some rice that we're gonna, right now I do a 1.5 cups of cooked rice a meal, and I do about 8 ounces of meat. This is, I'm using chicken. My dad's a chef. My mom is an amazing chef, just via living with my dad. And then for me, I cooked a lot at the fire station too, so I had learned to become, you know, a good chef on minimal budget at times, and then cooking in bulk. Like you have to cook for 10 guys. That's like throwing a party every time you cooked. You know, I had to cook 3 meals a day. So you learn to get creative, and I'm a guy that could literally just grab something and create, versus like I have to look at a recipe. You know, I know there's people like only could go by what a recipe says, but like I see my dad could just pull out 5 ingredients out of a fridge and put together a sick meal, you know, so that's when you know you're good. About 5 ounces there, a few more, and off to the microwave. There's tips and tricks that you learn as you go along and what works for you. One of the things I like to do is just keep things simple and not overcomplicate and have to make every meal an elaborate, kind of overdone, several course kind of thing. So for me in general, I mean, I have Icon that supplies me with a big portion of my food, which helps with time and running the store and all the food prep that goes into that. And then there is times that I'm home that I do like to cook and have stuff, and you know, as I'm going and getting stuff done through the day, you know, it doesn't take but 10 or 15 minutes you throw the grill on, throw a piece of fish or a steak, whatever I'm eating, and you know, have that ready to eat. I mean, most people take a 10 or 15 minute smoke break, bathroom break. So to do that when you're working is, you know, to feed your body is something I feel important. Like we stopped at Icon yesterday and I got some meals. But like I said, I like to cook some of my food fresh, and usually I'll do some of the steak and some of my fish meals fresh, where I'll cook, you know, grill it or bake stuff or whatever. And I usually get to Costco probably once a week, sometimes twice. But it's time to stock up, and you guys are coming with me. So if I'm going to the store, you are too. Costco's the store that if you're hungry or have extra money in your pocket, it's not a good idea to come to, because you always buy shit you don't need. And then they always have samples of food. They have stuff that's amazing. So again, sometimes a little bit hard to come here. Great in the off season. I have 1 salmon meal a day right now, and it's about 8 ounces of cooked salmon, cooked weight, back on that topic, of cooked salmon. One other fish meal, I eat cod, my last meal. That one, Icon makes it just perfect, so I love Icon cod. You know, the older I get, you know, the digestion and, you know, my GI stuff is important to maintain. So what I like to do, I notice, you know, as I've gotten older, my protein amounts have come down a little bit. Versus, like, I remember eating 10 or 12 ounces of cooked meat per meal. Now I eat anywhere from, you know, 8 to 10 ounces, and it feels better. Like, it's not as heavy. So red meat sometimes can be a little bit heavy, but that's why I eat it a little bit later in the day. But I notice, like, when I'm carving up for a show and stuff, I'll have a few steak meals, and just that red meat, I always feel like it just really makes my body pop. So just, you know, little things. You know, I don't know if you could find the science behind it, but the bodybuilding science is it works. Some of the vegetables I like, celery. I find that, again, as I get older, certain things I can't eat. I can't eat peppers. I find like green bell pepper gives me some terrible heartburn, onion, sometimes acidy things, tomato. So stuff like kale, spinach, lettuce, celery, carrots, they don't give me heartburn, which that thing is, heartburn is from the devil. Check on the dates. Make sure the dates are, sometimes if you don't check and you buy some expires in 2 days and you get screwed. You screw yourself. I'm sampling it, just smelling it. That works. I could smell taste. It's torture. Avocado. Good healthy fats. Wife loves to have, she loves avocado, so we always pick them up at Costco. So they got big ones. I'm actually gonna get my wife some flowers. Let me smell it. I don't want it to smell like a funeral home.
Oh no, what does that smell like?
Like, you know, the funeral, like all these those certain flower.
The easels, though, then you're
Yeah.
Without
Exactly.
the easel, you're okay.
Exactly. No, this is really
Or you
pretty.
can put it in a vase.
Yeah, this is nice.
So, all right.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Little sea salt to the rice. And it usually takes about 15-20 minutes in the rice cooker, and it comes out perfect every time. You can leave it in there for a while, and the rice just you know, stays warm, and so it's nice. It's like having a fresh meal. I spray with a little non-stick cooking spray. The reason I do that, when it's on the grill, it has a tendency, fish has a tendency to stick, so. Old Bay. Busted through the door. It's ready. Kill the heat. So it's good to have some fresh meat, some fresh fish, stuff like that definitely has a better taste. You can tell a difference in quality. You know, and that's one of the things, like say a young bodybuilder may have a concern of, like, hey, I can't afford like a fresh fish or a fillet when it comes to steak, you know, and I mean, I didn't start my career, you know, eating fillet and fresh fish all the time. You know, I definitely had to get the steak that was on sale. It was a round steak, you know, and it'd take you about 10 minutes to eat a little 4-ounce piece because it's like chewing leather, but you have to do what you have to do. And you know, as you progress in this industry, in the sport and fitness, you just find the things that work for you.